if it's being administered as a means to cause respiratory depression and death in innocent people, I would add, it is judged to be instrumentally evil. So um, that's all. Does that seem to make sense? So if you just say is using morphine good, well, the answer is it depends. It could be good, could be evil. So and so sometimes we ask, is the use of alcohol good? Well, it depends. Are you using it as a medication? Are you using it as an antiseptic? Are you using it topically on a wound? Are you using it like the Good Samaritan? Like, what do you mean about alcohol? So sometimes the questions are general, and so does it lead me to be a son of God? Right? So if you're giving alcohol at the point of death, then you're using it as a means instrumentally to alleviate suffering in a person who's dying. So that's just another illustration as well. Pain and death can be instrumentally good. When an appendix is sore or feet hurt from coral rocks or a hand retracts from heat or freezing, these instrumentally function to the benefit. Death too can be beneficial. When plants die and are consumed by animals, it can be for benefit. Pain is not an evidence against God's existence, power, or love. Death is not intrinsically evil. Both pain and death can serve good as well as bad purposes in human experiences. Sin, that is moral evil that results from the abuse of freedom, is the only intrinsic evil in human experience. So the Bible uses the word evil in various contexts and in various ways. Sometimes evil is referred to in Scripture as sin, and this is right down one of Damien's favorite areas of study, which is word studies, right? So, the Bible uses the word evil, but it doesn't always refer to moral evil. Sometimes it's referring to punishment. Sometimes it's referring to sin, of course, as well. And so we just need to be careful in noting, again, this is where the theology of Scripture intersects the apologetics. And sometimes guys are really gifted philosophers. Like, for example, a guy can have a PhD in philosophy and apologetics, but he might not know the Bible very well. So and he may be like Dawkins. Like, Dawkins is an evolutionary biologist. He doesn't really know the Bible very well. He's not a theologian. He's an atheologian, if you want to call him that, an anti-theist. But so sometimes people don't know the Bible very well. So your job as a preacher is to know the Bible really well. And the better you know the Bible, the more you can help people in these areas of study. So this is kind of where the Greek and the original language sometimes bear out. And like, you guys have been exposed to Hebrew. You're better Hebrew students. Jet, you and Damien are better Hebrew students than I am. And so, that can help you in these areas and in having discussions of a technical nature if people want to have those. So just another thought there. So the way the Bible uses the word evil is it can be used as an adjective. This evil generation, Deuteronomy 1. It can be used as a noun referring to sin. You meant evil against me, Genesis 50. It can be a descriptive term meaning suffering or oppression. Moses asked, "Why have you done evil to this people?" It can be an immoral option or choice given the existence of free will. It can describe punishment rendered by God. So all of these are different various uses of evil. So, we can talk about the philosophical aspects, but I also want to make sure we understand the theology of evil in that. And so, again, I throw that in there in this whole discussion of what exactly is evil. And again, Warren and Geisler, and from an apologetics perspective, they're talking about, is it evil that evil exists? Is it evil that people suffer? And that's kind of a question that's a bit more narrow. Again, natural calamity is not moral evil. For something to be moral evil, it must violate God's moral standard. And so when a lion, we talked about yesterday, kills a wildebeest, the lion is not committing moral evil. Natural disasters like tsunamis, tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, animal killings. Here's an alligator several years ago that attacked a child at Disney. It's unfortunate, right? That child, I think, died. It was, it was unfortunate. We say, oh, that's unfortunate, but the animal wasn't acting immorally. Um, Humans hurt when they're experienced to the hardship of nature, but yeah, so it's important to make these distinctions, and so Warren does a good job at helping us with that. So the standard of good and evil, God, moral good is keeping God's standard of holiness. Evil is falling below God's standard of holiness. 1 Peter 1:15, but as he who called you is holy, you also be holy in your conduct, since it is written, you shall be holy, for I am holy.